More so good afternoon. Hope you guys had a wonderful new year. So today I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to remove any negative item from your credit report fast. I don't care, and you hear me say this all the time, I don't care if it's a collection, a charge off, a repossession, a foreclosure, a bankruptcy, a judgment, a tax lien, whatever. If you have it on your credit report, you have the due process to dispute inaccurate information to get it taken off. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do right now. And these are things that you can implement literally today to put into your disputes to go out the door tomorrow to get them taken off. All right, so here's the deal. It is not simple. It is not guaranteed. It is not anything that all these other people want to make it seem like. It is very, very difficult, but when you do it the right way, you can remove these. I prove it all the time. I have literally, we're going on 9 years here on YouTube, and I prove it over and over and over again. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, and mine prove that when you use this method, and I don't talk about other methods, this is the one that I use for my clients and that I've been using for years and years and years, you get results, all right? Now, I want you to stay until the end, because not only am I going to show you exactly what you need to do right now to put in those disputes tomorrow to get your negative items removed, but I'm going to show you an easier way. And yes, the link is already up here on my board, but I'm going to show you an easier way to create a crap load of dispute letters in just one click by filling out one form. All right, we're not sending out templates. We're sending out factual based disputes using their information against them, the creditors, the collectors, the bureaus, the courts, all of them. That is exactly what you need to do. Now, are there other methods that you could potentially use? Yes, but don't dispute online. Don't make phone disputes. Don't lie. Don't do identity theft. Those are not the things that are going to legally and permanently remove your negative items, but this is. So without further ado, after you smash that like and subscribe if you haven't done so, let's get right to this. So we have 3 different sections, right? We have your account reporting. We have the account reporting, right? That is your credit report. And if you don't know where to pull your credit report, you can use the links in the description and you can go check out Smart Credit or Identity IQ. I do recommend Smart Credit. It gives me all the information that I need, and it is the one that I have my clients use. And yes, they are affiliate links, okay? So a bit of a caveat there, okay? All right, so you're gonna first pull your credit report. You're going to look at every single part of it, all right? The middle section is where we have the reason we're creating our dispute reason. So we have our account, we have our dispute reason, and we have our letter, okay? It's only 3 parts. There's only 3 things that you need to do. Figure out what you are disputing, why you're disputing it, and then you're going to dispute it. It's really as simple as that, okay? And again, stay to the end because I'm going to give you that really, really, really simple way to create a bunch of dispute letters in one click, all right? So let's pretend that we have a charge off, okay? We have a charge off. It's reporting on all 3 bureaus. What we're going to do is we're going to look for the reason that is going to give us the biggest impact, the biggest why, all right? We don't want to dispute things that are like potentially going to remove it. Like maybe I'll dispute the balance. Maybe I'll dispute the past due. No. Number 1, start with blatant inaccuracies. Things that really stick out, like a crap load of charge off in the payment history. It doesn't belong there. Once that account is closed, there shouldn't be anything else in there. Or 3 different balances, 3 different past dues. Those are blatant inaccuracies. Number 2, you're going to then, outside of blatant inaccuracies, go and look at the hierarchy, right? Date last paid, first date of delinquency, date last active, notice of dispute, date last reported, so on and so forth. Those are the big ones that are going to the quickest remove your accounts, okay? And everything that I'm telling you right now is exactly what I do over and over and over again all day long, every single day, every single week, every single month, and every single year. And I've been doing it for the past 12 years for my clients. Speaking of which, if you don't want to deal with any of this stuff, because yes, it is a lot, or maybe you just don't have the time, or you just don't want to put anything into it, then you can see if I can personally fix your credit using a legal and permanent credit sweep using this same strategy. And the link is right here. Now we have our account, right? Our charge off. It doesn't matter who the creditor is. Doesn't matter if it's Capital One, American Express. We're doing the same exact thing. We have our charge off, and I've chosen one really, really blatant inaccuracy. And even if it wasn't blatant, I would still use it. All right. It is going to be the first date of delinquency. So in this example, we have 3 different dates, all right? Equifax, 3/2018. Excuse me, Experian 3/2018, Equifax 4/2020, and February 2019 for TransUnion. Obviously, those are 3 different months and 3 different years. What that means is this account is going to come off on totally different dates, because remember, first day of delinquency is actually the date that stipulates when your account will naturally fall off your credit report. So if you have 3 different dates, it's naturally going to come off on 3 different dates. Why would you want that? You don't want that. First of all, you don't want it on there. Second, and if it is on there, you don't want it to come off on different dates, okay? So that just looks crazy, all right? We don't want to do, we just don't want to have it like that. Now, one of the most important things is understanding how these account elements influence each other, like first day delinquency, date of last payment, so on and so forth, right? So that is a different video for a different day. And yes, I've already created it. So you can actually go browse my channel. I have over 1,100 videos, okay? So it's there, but you want to understand that because it's going to increase your ability to remove your negative items, all right? So now we have our inaccuracy. What is step number 2? Step number 2 is creating a dispute reason, right? Because you can't just say 3 different dates to remove that account. No. You need to know why and what is the structure of your dispute reason. Well, that's really simple. And again, I have videos that explain this, but basically we have a formula. It is called the AJERO formula, AJERO. All right, so let's see, we did this in red, so we will do this in blue. I'm going to show you exactly how this fits into the formula. So A is, I know that's mad loud, right? A is action, right? Delete, remove, correct, update. J is justifier, because. You can't just say something, you have to say because, blah, blah, blah. This is the reason. These are the facts. This is inaccuracy, whatever, all right? A, J, E, element, first day of delinquency, all right? A, J, E, R, O. R, reason, that's what we're creating. That's the facts. O is to create an outcome, like I wasn't late on X date, update to paid as agreed, or paid on time, or I never late after you remove this late payment. So that would be an outcome. Normally with like a charge off or a bankruptcy or whatever, we're not dealing with any of that. So that is optional. So if we look at the dispute reason that I created with these dates, and you can use this for any account, I don't care what you're disputing, even an inquiry, okay? You can use this formula, all right? It allowed me to remove over 50,000 negative items over the course of 4 years, and it allowed me to drastically, by 80%, increase my results, okay? And I have not turned back after that, all right? So we took these dates and put it into the AJERO formula, all right? So we have, here's the action. Remove this account for inaccuracy because the first day of delinquency reports as, and then I put those dates. So let's go find that AJERO formula. So remove is the action, that's right here. Remove this account for inaccuracy because is the justifier. So that's the justifier because the first date of delinquency, right, it's DO1D, that's my little shorthand for it. First date of delinquency, that's the element, right? Reports as, and then here's the reason, the facts. I'm backing everything I say with facts. So Experian, blah, 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 Equifax, blah, 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 TransUnion, blah, blah, blah. All right, that is the reason. And again, because we're using this for a charge-off, there's no outcome, okay? So now, step number 3 is where you take this reason that you created and you put it into your dispute letter. Now, this may not look like a dispute letter, but it's pretty straightforward. Here at the top, you have your personal information, name, address, date of birth, social, right? Below that, you have your date, and then you have your bureau. You're going to put, Experian, PO Box 4500, Allen, Texas 75013, or Equifax, blah, 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 right? You need to have their name and their address. Then you're going to write one short paragraph as to why you are sending that letter, okay? Now, a bit of a side note here. what I did recently, and this has also increased my ability to get results depending on what I'm disputing, I've not only included what I normally send in a dispute letter, but I also put in, privacy law violations or whatever is relevant to that client and their situation, okay? But if you are just a beginner or you don't know any of those things and how they correlate with, a credit sweep and factual disputes, then you don't need to worry about any of that. So write one paragraph, like 3 to 4 sentences, what you're disputing, why you're disputing it, and what you want them to do about it. Send me a new credit report after you deleted these from my credit report, or whatever, right? So that's number 1. We have a paragraph. Number 2, we put our accounts in here. So this full reason, it's going to be like, capital 1517805, blah blah blah. That's going to go right here. Reason. Account. You're going to put your dispute reason right there. And then, very simply, it's just going to be a closing. Send me your report. I appreciate your, expedited nature, or, whatever you want to put on there. One line. Your name. That's it. No signature. Do not sign your dispute letters. Now, here's the deal. If you sign your dispute letters, what's going to happen, and this is very, very unfortunate, but what's going to happen is you are going to find that your signature from your dispute letter is going to end up on contracts. Now, maybe not so much as you sending it to the credit bureaus, but let's just say you sent a letter you created to some medical place. Now, because you signed your, and you don't have to worry about it coming off of your ID, but this is you literally signing your dispute letter. You're going to put, your name and then signature. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's literally going to show up on contracts and agreements that you didn't sign, so that when you go and you do your validation of debt dispute, they're going to be like, oh, hey, here, we have all these different documents that you signed. And it doesn't matter that it's literally the same signature on every single one of them. You signed it, Jane. You signed it, John. Don't do that. Don't sign your disputes. So this is literally just going to be your name at the bottom of the letter. All right. So a recap, and again, stay, because I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a bunch of disputes by filling out one form and one click. But all we did was break down our account, find the reason that it needed to be removed, or that, would be the best choice out, in those options that we have on the account. Then we created our dispute reason based off the Agero formula. And again, it is, put it over here, AJERO. Action, justifier, element, reason, outcome. Okay. Now that we have our dispute reason, we put it into our dispute letter right below that paragraph. And that's it. That is it. Now, you're like, okay, Kristen, I get it. This is how you create a dispute letter that maximizes my ability to remove negative items. But what do you do when it comes back and it's verified as accurate? Well, I did a whole workshop on that. I have a ton of videos on that. And, it's one thing to say, oh, this is going to work, blah, blah, blah. But it's another when someone takes the time to break it down and explain when it doesn't work, if it doesn't work, if you do this and something else happens, then this is exactly what you're going to do. Step number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. I've already done that for you. I've broken that whole thing down and made it really, really, really easy to understand. All you got to understand is that a verification from the credit bureaus is literally just, well, number 1, it's a lie. They didn't verify anything. Number 2, it's another opportunity to send out another dispute reason to get the deletion. That's all it is. And if you look at it that way, you're not going to get frustrated. You're not going to give up. You're not going to throw your hands up in defeat. You're not going to cancel with whatever company that you're with. You're not going to do these things that are only going to either benefit or hurt you. Okay. We want to do the things that benefit us and not hurt us. All right. So all it is you finding another reason on the same account, either that or with the new information that they updated with, to write a new reason using the Agero formula, put it into a new letter that you didn't ever send out before, and guess what? Now we do it all over again, okay? Can it take a couple of rounds? Yeah, sometimes it could take many, many rounds. All right. This isn't an overnight process. Now, can you remove things very, very quickly? Yes, you can. I remove things quickly all the time. Is there a faster way to do things? Yes, but most people cannot afford $5,000 to $10,000 or even $15,000. You want things removed in 45 days? Not a problem. Was it worth you? We're not doing all that kind of stuff. Is it does that actually exist? Yes, with FCRA attorneys in collaboration and FDCPA attorneys in collaboration and lawsuits and, getting the FTC involved. Yes, absolutely. But for the regular consumer that just wants to remove their negative items, this is something that can work for you. It works all the time for my clients. And again, the link is right there, my740.com, if you don't want to deal with any of this, and I will see if I can personally do it for you, because I already know all this stuff. Obviously, I'm going to do it faster than you, and I don't say that to, be facetious or anything. It's just, this is what I do. You have your job, I have mine. This is mine, all right? So now let's go back to when I said that there is something super awesome that I wanted to share with you that'll allow you to create multiple dispute letters by filling out one form one time and just clicking a button. Well, yesterday I created, I create apps all the time, right? But yesterday I created one that allows you to fill out, just as I was talking about, one form that includes, obviously, personal information. You're going to put the date on there. You're going to choose the bureau. And you are literally going to just put in your accounts. So whatever negative items you want to dispute, your inquiries that you want to dispute, and your personal information that you want to dispute. When you hit submit, it puts all that information into relevant spots in dispute letters that were already written that you can obviously go and edit and whatnot. You need to edit them because you don't want to send out something that has already been, written before. But anyways, it just takes your information, puts it into a ton of dispute letters, and it emails it to you. You literally just copy and paste it from your email into Word or Notepad, make your little changes, and hey, guess what? Put it out the door. So we have letters for removing personal information, removing inquiries, removing, accounts like charge-offs, collections, foreclosures, repossessions, bankruptcy. And because those letters have to be more general, because we're disputing a bunch of different accounts, up to 50 of them at one time, I did also give 25 additional disputes that are more specific, like removing a bankruptcy, removing a repossession, so on and so forth, all right? If you want to check that out, because right now it is only, I think I set it at 67. It's going to be 97, just like letter 5180. So if you want to check that out, the link is right here. sendme2.co/letter-engine. It is the dispute letter engine, okay? Because it is literally just going to turn your disputes out very, very quickly. And I'm also adding in other disputes. First of all, I wanted to see if it would work. And then when it worked, because it did take a little bit of time to create this thing, it took me about 7 hours in total to create this. But when I saw that it worked, then I went in and added more disputes, and I will be adding even more. And so anybody that purchases, obviously, I'm going to have your email address, and I will let you know that I added in other letters, all right? So anyways, smash that like, subscribe if you haven't done so, write your disputes like this, and you will be able to remove any account from your credit report if you do it the right way and you're patient and you are persistent, all right? Now, very last thing that I want to say is thank you for joining my live.